All right. User Stealth says they put up this whole statement from Sean Layden, and y'all know, this is 12 videos and more for me. I'm just going to sit here and we're going to pick apart this whole thing. Anyways, he's not a fan of, the subscription models like Game Pass. All right, whatever. Under the subscription model, he said developers are essentially, wage slaves, which is contrary to what developers have said, contrary to even PlayStation when they were enjoying money from Game Pass. Did anybody remember that? If you don't remember PlayStation getting money from Game Pass, I recommend that you go out there and do your research and then come back and see how long they took Game Pass back. Then he said they're not creating a value, blah, blah. Anyways, this user said he's 100% correct. And so somebody said, but when it does, it's good. And he says, Game Pass is the best subscription service in the gaming market. That's what this person replied. But Console Core Gamer said, great for consumers, terrible for devs. And then Charlie Brown replied and said, exclusivity is terrible for devs. Do you know what Console Gamer replied? He said, not when it sells. Huh? The PlayStation is doing great. See, this is the script. They have installed this file into the PlayStation talking point mindset brain that it just they just say, oh, this is the sky is blue, and the PlayStation console is doing great and is making all this money, blah, 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 and it just starts saying, with big AAA exclusives selling well. Okay. And since the games are selling well, the devs all get bonuses. Goodness. I guarantee you. This is another claim. They're making claims without any backup. Xbox is not giving out bonuses for games that are being downloaded on Game Pass. This is crazy. This person says PlayStation Plus doesn't give bonuses either. PlayStation didn't bank its entire business on PS Plus. And it's just so weird because I got to ask these people, where are they getting their information from? Because he just guaranteed that Xbox doesn't give bonuses for games on Game Pass. But the reality is, he didn't even read the article because even Sean Layden is aware of Game Pass's model, but yet comes out to vomit how he doesn't like the model. It's what makes it really interesting in terms of this whole conversation is that he just comes out and says he's not a fan, and then he makes this outlandish claim that it makes the developers wage slaves. After he says that these developers negotiate what they want to take, from Xbox to go on the platform. Not even going ahead to talk about the fact that his usage of the word slave makes it seem like the developers don't have an option to decide on what they want to do with their own game. Now that is the mark of propaganda. Sean Layden, I expel you from my debate team. You are now making outlandish claims that you cannot coherently line up anywhere where anybody sensible is talking. But again, let me go ahead and now make an outlandish claim against what you've made. You've been used to selling video games to gamers based on hyper inflated emotional draw. Back in the years when they were much younger, and you think that now that they're older, you can pull the same tactics by making these outlandish statements and thinking people are going to rally around you. It's only people who have an agenda or are not thinking through that are going to do so. Had you maybe been somebody who could take money from them, this is probably how, maybe during your tenure, I'm making outlandish claims that I can't back up. Hear how it sounds? Let me keep going. During your tenure, right? Could have probably been able to sell PlayStation games and products. There it is. There it is. Tongue in cheek. All of that, guys, I made it up. That is a lie. I just literally whipped it out of the air. I literally copied bro and made an outlandish claim about his own motives. And I have no idea what his motives are. These people do this stuff like it's just easy. It's so strange. I've shown you guys the example of Amazon's one of their top shows, Reacher. This is, in my opinion, and it's one that I've watched. It's one that many of you have probably watched. It's one that surprises me every single time. It is a TV show that Amazon themselves made. They made and, sponsored and all that stuff. And you can subscribe to Prime and you can watch it with your subscription. Should you choose to buy it, in fact, it's on sale right now, you can also go ahead and purchase that TV show. That's the crazy thing about this whole thing. If you think about, say, maybe another TV show that you might like that does not belong to Amazon Studios, right? Think about it. Just imagine that. Right? Right? Think about it. Any TV show that's on Amazon Prime, that's also, part of the subscription. How would you go about it? Or Monk. Monk is on Amazon Prime as well. It's not an Amazon-made series. It's actually one that existed way back in the day. It started, it premiered in 2002 all the way through 2009. You can go ahead and you can watch it here on Amazon Prime, or if you want, you can buy episodes or even seasons. The crazy thing is, this user who was here on Twitter that was actually saying that it's actually great for consumers, terrible for devs, then comes out to say not when it sells, and also maybe knows or maybe chooses not to know that Xbox's own platform allows that games that are on Gamepass sell on Xbox, even sell on PlayStation, and in some rare event, in some particular cases, also go ahead and take the bag to get into PlayStation's subscription. Oh, you did not know, right? That PlayStation subscription service right now has a game that was once on Game Pass, was allowed to sell everywhere, right? After having taken Game Pass money at launch, could sell on Xbox and PC and PlayStation and Steam and Epic, and then is now here on PlayStation Plus taking money. This is why I've expelled officially Mr. Layden from my, fantasy debate team. That's what I'm going to call it. It's like fantasy football, because he's making outlandish claims that it doesn't line up with sensibilities and coherence. Even people like these that only want to hop on the hate train of Xbox, sometimes they throw themselves into a really weird scenario because they either expose that they don't know the business model or they don't know what the heck they're talking about. And you know what's even crazy is there are pundits who would also jump into this whole thing and beat their chest with confident ignorance and throw some crazy stuff out there. What's wrong with actually learning about what it is that you want to talk about? In fact, in the case of Mr. Layden, he actually knows exactly what the business model is, and he knows that there are other business models like it, but then he comes out here and he says this stuff, and it's just so scary. Now, this is somebody that continues to make their rounds and their waves through the media. At some point, once this stuff starts going out here, because again, if we listen to Mr. Layden, who I don't know if he's ever launched a game on Game Pass or whatever it is, and we listen to developers like those who developed the game Power World, they launched it on Game Pass, and we listen to some of the others that have given positive testimonial of Game Pass, you're going to see contradictory, positions. And when somebody from the outside with zero experience continues to say stuff like this with nothing to back it up, no one to actually point to as being, say, affected negatively by Game Pass, I have to ask, are they even telling us the truth? Or are they just making stuff up?